Hello everybody, welcome to Just Upright. My name is Doc Jean Gruder. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and I'm your foreign educated physical therapist guide to US application. So I hope you guys are doing great. So today what we're going to talk about is one of the requests of one of my viewers to discuss the limited permit, specifically in New York. Okay, so we're going to go through what is limited permit, how much you will pay for it, how long it will last or the expiration of it, and when do you use a limited permit. That's coming up. This is the question of La Cuatro Artists America. So, Doc Jean, can you discuss about limited permit, temporary license like for New York, how to go with it? Thanks. Okay, so if we put here Google limited permit physical therapy New York, okay, and so this is the first one that's gonna come out, the www.op.nyc.gov, and that is the official website for the Board of Physical Therapy in New York. Okay, so if you hit that, and you can see here under this license requirements, there's limited permit. So once you hit that, it will take you down to the bottom of the page and it will discuss the limited permit, okay? So the fee for limited permit for physical therapists is $70. And then in 2003, they started issuing limited permit for physical therapist assistants. Okay, and the fee is $50. Okay, so for PTA it's $50, for physical therapists it's $70. Limited permit for physical therapists and PT assistants are valid for 6 months. Okay, so the department may issue limited permits to an applicant for licensure which authorize the practice of physical therapy under the on-site supervision of a New York State licensed and currently registered physical therapist. So on-site means that the physical therapist is within the same facility, okay, and readily available to the permittee. Up until Feb 9, 2003, a permit may also be issued to a PT graduate who affirms in writing that his or her program deficiencies will be made up in no more than a year of study if the department determines that the plan of study is reasonable. Okay, so an applicant receiving limited permit is restricted to employment in a public hospital, incorporated hospital or clinic, licensed proprietary hospital and licensed nursing home, public health agency, a recognized public or non-public school setting, the office of the licensed physical therapist, or in civil service of New York State or political subdivision in New York State. Okay, so if you hit, this one is the exception for the graduate physical therapy program here in the United States. So this does not apply to you if you are a foreign educated physical therapist. So if you hit here, this one is limited permit New York, and then I hit this physical therapy form 5, Office of the Professions. So if you hit that, it will take you to this PDF form, okay, this one. So application for limited permit. So I suggest that you really read through this, okay? This is the instruction. So every time you apply to any office, Board of PT, FCCPT, FSBPT, Prometric, wherever you're applying for your license, you have to make sure that you read the instructions carefully and you have to follow the instructions correctly, because any mistake can actually lead to a lot of delays, okay? So for example here, applicant instruction for limited permit, you may file application for limited permit with or after submitting an application for licensure, which is form 1, and fee as physical therapist or physical therapist assistant in New York or to practice pending receipt of the license. So it simply means you cannot just apply for a limited permit. You can only apply for a limited permit if you have an existing application for licensure to be a licensed physical therapist or licensed physical therapist assistant in the state of New York. Okay, so you will pay the fee for that application. So for the application to be a physical therapist in New York, there's a separate fee for that and a separate fee for a limited permit. So those two are separate, okay? So a limited permit is being used if you want to practice under the supervision of a licensed, registered physical therapist in New York, okay, within the same facility. If you want to practice under supervision while you are working towards your own licensure, okay? So you're preparing to pass your NPTE, you're preparing to pass the PTA exam, okay? But you want to work at the same time, okay? So again, you have to have an existing application. You have to apply for licensure to be a PT or PTA before you can actually apply for a limited permit, okay? So let's go on. A limited permit authorized practice under supervision of New York State licensed, currently registered physical therapist. When applying for a limited permit, it is your responsibility to ensure that your prospective employer fully completes Section 2, the certification of supervision. Okay, we'll go to that later. Complete Section 1 in ink. Be sure to sign and date item number 8. Okay, once limited permits are issued, they may not be adjusted. You should be certain you are ready to begin practice when you apply for limited permit. Okay? Submit this application and a $70 fee for physical therapist and $50 fee for PTA to the address at the end of this form. If you have not yet filed an application for licensure, and a fee of $294 for physical therapists and $103 for physical therapist assistants, you must submit them with this form and the limited permit fee, okay? So your permit cannot be issued until we receive and approve all the required documentation. You may not begin practice until your limited permit is issued. If you change employment after a permit is issued, you must obtain a new permit, and with each prospective employer, complete a new Form 5 and return it to the Office of the Professions. A new fee is not required for a permit issued as a result of change in employment. A limited permit may be renewed for one additional 6-month period with the appropriate fee. Okay, so it is very clear, guys. Okay, so I just want to clarify, you cannot apply just for the limited permit. You can apply for limited permit if you are also applying for licensure for a physical therapist or physical therapist assistant. Okay, so you can apply for both licensure and limited permit. So again, the limited permit is being given in order for you to practice while you're working towards your licensure, either to becoming a PTA or a PT in the state of New York, but you will be under the supervision within the same facility, within the same building of a licensed registered physical therapist. Okay, that is the condition for that. Okay, so that's why it's limited, because you're still under supervision. Okay, so the fee for a limited permit is $70 for PT, $50 for PTA, and then if you're again, you have to be applying for the licensure, and that is $294 for PT and $103 for PTA. Okay, so this is the form that you're so this part here, guys, Okay, so this gray part, you should not touch that. Okay, and then here you have to check which one are you applying. Is it a PT or a PTA? Okay, social security number. Leave this blank if you do not have social security number. So many people, many foreign educated physical therapists applying in New York because they do not require social security number. So like California, Indiana, Nevada, those are examples of states that you cannot start to practice there because upon application alone, to be a licensed physical therapist, they require you to have social security number. So later on, if you are, for example, you gain your experience in New York and you already have social security number, then you can transfer to states that require social security number as initial requirement to apply as physical therapist. Okay, side note on that. So you have birthday, you have your name, your mailing address, and then applying for, is it original permit, is it renewal of permit, do you have change in employer, additional employer, or you have 6-month extension. Okay, so you have this attestation here, okay, on where you can work as a physical therapist, as we have read before. Okay, and then you have to sign it and you have to date it. Without the signature and the date, it's not considered complete. So this section 2, certification of supervision, this should be completed by your employer. Okay, so this one, they have the name of facility, the address, the telephone number, their email. What kind of facility is this? This is the only facility that they allow you to have limited permit. Okay, and then the name of the supervising therapist will be written here, their signature and the date, and the license number. The telephone, fax, and email of the supervising therapist will also be here. And then after that, you have to mail this to this address here. Okay, so make sure that you are sending it to the right address. Double check, triple check before actually mailing the application form. Okay, so who apply for limited permit? Okay, so as you remember, we read that it says that you have to be ready to practice whenever you're going to apply for a limited permit. Okay, so basically, if you are already here in the US, okay, if you're already here in the US with a working visa or immigrant visa, or you are a US citizen but you haven't passed your NPTE yet for the state of New York, and you want to work while working towards passing your NPTE, then you can apply for a limited permit. Okay, this will not apply to you if you are still in your own country and you don't have any means to go here legally. Okay, you don't have any working visa, you don't have any immigrant visa, you're not a US citizen. The limited permit will not do you any good because you are not physically present here in the US. Okay, so you must be here like ready to work, and you have an employer willing to sponsor you and sign that, you know, second part of the form 5 saying that you will be supervised by a licensed physical therapist. So you're here already with a working immigrant visa, or you're a US citizen and physically present in the US and ready to work as a physical therapist, practice as a physical therapist or physical therapist assistant under the supervision of a registered physical therapist in New York. Okay, so I hope, guys, that is clear for you. For those who are asking what limited permit is, I will put the link of my reference down below so you can actually read it yourself and try to understand it and read it over and over again if you need to. Okay, so if you have no idea on how to fast forward your US application, you're tired of searching on the internet, Googling or watching YouTube on how to fast forward your US application, okay, I have a masterclass online. It is called USPT Turbocharge The link is down below. And in a matter of 3.5 hours, you will have a clear understanding of what should you do first, what should you do next, okay? The step-by-step process, so you're not wasting your money, committing mistakes, and the documents will be expiring because you do not know what you're doing. Applying here to the US as physical therapist is bloody, it's brutal. If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna waste a lot of money, you're gonna waste a lot of time, and the years of your life that you can never get back, simply because you are so lost in the process. So that's the reason why I created the masterclass online. Okay, now if you're already here or you're ready to be to migrate here, and you want to have an idea on how to do a physical therapy examination, I will walk you through the physical therapy evaluation documentation. That is USPT Dynamic Documentation Masterclass. You can provide high level of care, excellent patient care, while protecting your hard-earned USPT license, so that you don't have any anxiety, you're not afraid of facing your first patient here, not knowing what to do, not knowing what to look for when you're doing evaluation, how to do a chart review, what should you put on precaution, how to make goals, and what are the what are the things that you should take note of, so that your patient and your team will be all safe and able to communicate well. Okay, so that is USPT Dynamic Documentation. And then the third level, okay, level 3 is the where the action is, how to win your patients' hearts while you are meeting their goals, mastering the techniques on how to meet each and every goal that you put on your plan of care. And that is USPT Golden Approach and Strategies. That is available online as well. This is where the action is. I broke down each and every goal, okay, the techniques that are needed for you, that you should focus on, and what are the strategies in order for you to meet the goals for your patient, so that you will not just be a regular physical therapist, but you will be a great physical therapist who knows how to listen to the patient and actually address their needs and meet their goals. Okay, so all the links are down below. So please share this video if you find it helpful for you. Share it to other foreign educated physical therapists. Tell them about the master classes that we have online, readily available for you. If you're looking for a mentor, look no more. Those classes will walk you through the process. Level 1 is turbocharged USPT, how to do the step-by-step process on how to apply here in the US. Level 2 is PT evaluation. Level 3 is the clinical practice on how to master the techniques and the strategies for your patient's needs. Okay, so if you have any other questions, clarification, suggestion for video content, just let me know. Comment down below. You can also email me at justuprightllc@gmail.com. I give away a free ebook. The link is down below also, of the master list of 50 states, where you can find the Board of Physical Therapy per state, and important notes about TOEFL per state, what are the credentialing agencies per state that they accept, about background checking, fingerprinting, jurisprudence exam, and all the works needed that you need to know if you're applying for a specific state. All 50 states is in that ebook. Okay, guys? Also, if you need an employer, I can connect you to employer who is sponsoring a working or immigrant visa. Just email me again at justuprightllc@gmail.com. Until the next video, guys, I wish you all the best. Stay blessed.